$1,950 every single month. Not every quarter, every month, like a paycheck. That's what $300,000 split across 3 ETFs is paying right now. And one of them yields over 10%. Now here's exactly what you're getting in the next few minutes. All 3 tickers, what each one pays you per $100,000 invested, down to the dollar. And the one honest problem with each fund, the part the hype channels conveniently skip. Quick disclaimer before we go anywhere. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. And you should always do your own research before you put a single dollar anywhere. Okay, with that out of the way, fund number 3 is the strange one. Yahoo says it yields 1.6%, but that number only tells half the story. The real monthly check is about 3 times that. Stick around because I'll show you exactly where the missing money is hiding. Let's start with the income monster. Fund number 1 is JEPQ, the JP Morgan Nasdaq Equity Premium Income ETF. It trades around $58.89. It manages almost $40 billion. The expense ratio is a reasonable 0.35%, and the yield right now is 10.11%, paid monthly. So how does any fund pay 10% without being a scam? Here's the plain English version. JEPQ owns the big NASDAQ names, and then it sells what are called covered calls on top of them. In simple terms, it sells away a slice of the upside and collects cash for doing it. That cash becomes your monthly distribution. You're trading some of the growth for income today. That's the deal. And here's the part that surprised me when I ran the numbers. This fund hasn't just paid well, it's performed. Over the last 3 years, JEPQ returned about 20.11% a year, while its category averaged 13.35%. But, and I promised you the honest problem with each fund, JEPQ is nearly 59% technology. And it's not just generic tech. Its top 10 holdings include Micron, AMD, and Broadcom. The exact names that just whipsawed the entire market. When tech sneezes, JEPQ's share price catches the cold. The monthly income cushions the fall. It does not immunize you from it. So what does it actually pay? $100,000 times 10.11% is $10,110 a year. Divide by 12. That's about $843 hitting your account every single month. Fund number 2 is JEPQ's older, calmer sibling, JEPI, the JP Morgan Equity Premium Income ETF. Same manager, same covered call playbook, but built on a much more conservative basket of stocks. It trades around $55.75. It's even bigger than JEPQ at $44.6 billion under management. Same 0.35% expense ratio, and it yields 8.45%. Again, paid monthly. Now I have to be straight with you about this one, because the recent numbers are ugly. Year to date, JEPI has returned basically nothing, 0.05%. Over the past year, it made about 7%, while its category made over 24%. It's sitting near its 52-week low. If you bought JEPI expecting to keep up with a roaring market, you've been disappointed. So why is it on this list at all? Because of what it does when everything falls apart. Go back to 2022. The year stocks and bonds got crushed at the same time. The S&P 500 lost around 18%. JEPI's category lost over 10%. JEPI itself down just 3.5%. This is the fund you'll hate in bull markets and love in a crash. And the reason is, in the portfolio, where JEPQ is nearly 60% tech, JEPI holds less than 20% tech. Its biggest weights after that are healthcare and industrials. And its beta is just 0.45, meaning it moves about half as much as the market. It's not a duplicate of JEPQ. It's the shock absorber. The math. $100,000 times 8.45% is $8,450 a year, about $704 every month. Which brings us to the strange one. Fund number 3 is Devo, the Amplify CWP Enhanced Dividend Income ETF. And remember what I told you at the start. Yahoo Finance says this thing yields 1.6%. Here's what that number is actually measuring. Devo pays you two ways. It collects regular dividends from its stocks, and it also sells covered calls, selectively, on a handful of holdings at a time, and passes that option income to you as well. Yahoo's yield field only counts the dividend slice. It completely ignores the option income in the monthly distribution. The actual cash Devo sends out is roughly 18 to 19 cents per share every month. And on a $45.93 share price, that works out to a real distribution rate of 4.78%. And that's not my math. That's the number printed on Amplify's own website. If you want to double-check it yourself, the fund's own page is the place to look. That's the number that matters. Now, what is Devo actually holding? This is where it surprised me. This is not a tech-heavy fund. It's about 25% financials and 15% industrials. Tech. Tech is all the way down in third place, and its single biggest holding is Caterpillar. While everyone's arguing about AI stocks, Devo is quietly positioned in the part of the market that's been hitting record highs while tech wobbles. And the track record backs it up. In that brutal 2022, Devo lost just 1.5%, and it's finished positive in 7 of the last 9 years. One honest problem, though. The expense ratio is 0.56%. The highest of the three, because real humans are actively managing those call options. I'd rather you hear that from me than find it later. The math. $100,000 at roughly 4.8% is about $4,800 a year. Call it $400 a month. So, let's stack it all up and prove the number from the start of this video. 100,000 in JEP-Q, 843 a month. 100,000 in JEPI, 704 a month. 100,000 in Devo, about 400 a month. Add it up. 843 plus 704 plus 400 is roughly $1,950 every month from $300,000. That's a blended yield of about 7.8%. And I want to say one thing plainly. A yield that high always means you're trading away some long-term growth. There's no free lunch here. There's just an honest trade. Income today instead of maximum growth tomorrow. Now, I know exactly what half of you are thinking. Great, I don't have 300 grand lying around. Fair. So here's exactly what I do with $500 a month instead. The strategy is simple. Dollar cost average into these same funds, turn on dividend reinvestment, and let the snowball do the work. Here's what that actually looks like, with distributions reinvested at that 7.8% blended rate. After year 1, you put in $6,000 and it's generating about $39 a month. I'll be honest, that's a phone bill, not life-changing yet, but stay with the math. At 10 years, you're sitting around $90,000, paying roughly $585 a month. At 15 years, about $165,000, paying over $1,000 a month. And at 20 years, you've crossed $275,000. You've essentially built a $300,000 portfolio from the start of this video, one paycheck at a time. Now, those projections assume yields hold steady and every distribution gets reinvested. And the real world is never that clean. Yields will move, but the direction of the math is what matters. One more honest note, because you know I won't skip it. If you're 25 years old with 2 decades ahead of you, the boring textbook answer is to compound in a growth index first and rotate into income funds closer to the finish line. But if you're 50 or you simply want the income snowball rolling now, this is the playbook. The $1,950 a month from the title isn't a club you're locked out of. It's a destination, and $500 a month with reinvestment buys you a ticket. So there it is. The aggressive one, the defensive one, and the quiet one most people misread. 3 funds, 3 monthly checks, $1,950 a month on $300,000. Now I want to hear from you. Out of these 3, JEPQ, JEPI, or DEVO, which one would you buy first? Drop your pick in the comments and tell me why, because I read every single one, and your answers shape what I cover next. If you got even one number out of this video you didn't have before, hit the like button. It genuinely tells me this is the kind of breakdown you want. And if you're serious about building monthly income, not hype, not lottery tickets, just real numbers you can verify yourself, subscribe and turn on the bell. I'll see you in the next one.